They have been working on an edit button for a year.
Well, it's a tricky situation. And it's incredibly complex.
Yeah, it's a good one, indeed. I mean, we don't even have an app that's as good as WeChat in China. And like in China, you can like live on WeChat, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, everyone's like, like you live on WeChat, you do payments, you do everything. It's like, yeah, it's great. Basically, WeChat's kick ass. And we don't have anything like WeChat outside of China. So I was like, my idea would be like, how about if we just copy WeChat? Hey. Copy them.
Buys Twitter, copies WeChat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Out of his smart home. And because this is outside the purview of law, this is not the government doing it to you, it's your smart devices and your terms of service agreement. And there is a politician in Australia warning that this is the next step. Smart cities are being set up with face recognition, cameras, and license plate readers. You're literally being set up to be tracked through your movements and your digital wallet that's coming up. And once the CBDCs, centralized bank digital currencies, are in place, you won't be able to spend your money without their approval. Eventually, you won't be able to use government/healthcare services, go on vacation, or go on the internet. The gulags of the new generation are going to be that you get locked out of society.
So on the van right behind me, there are cameras are scanning everyone's faces as they walk past biometrically, like going through passport control, and yet they're just people walking down the street. And we're concerned that this is a massive leap towards Britain becoming a surveillance state. If we don't stop this now and launch a massive campaign now, this will be normalised and it will be used much more widely.
Australia and the world, if you thought the facial recognition cameras on every single traffic light junction were bad, wait until you get a load of these mobile bad boys. So these cameras are cropping up now on every junction. There's one on the other side of this junction, on a diagonal to it. Now you people might think that this stuff doesn't mean anything, that it's not going to change your life in any way, and no one's going to do fuck all about it until they start getting a bill in the mail every month for $1,700 because you use your SUV 10 times that week, 10 times a week to take your kids to school. That's what these cameras are doing. These are track and trace. That's why they got us used to that language. And if you don't start stepping up and objecting to this surveillance state, we are never going to be free again.
One step closer to bringing back a controversial video surveillance program that uses smart streetlights. ABC 10 News reporter Madison Weil followed up with San Diego police to learn how the new tech would be used.
Streetlights like this could become equipped with high-definition cameras with license plate reading technology.
A homicide or a carjacking, if it happens under a smart streetlight, we're going to have some pretty important data points.
SDPD says smart streetlights are an essential crime-fighting tool as they face staffing shortages. Captain Lara says they're down about 200 patrol officers and 109 detectives.
These cameras help us to do our job in a more economical and efficient manner.
The city first introduced a version of this tech back in 2016, but those 3,200 cameras were ultimately deactivated after privacy concerns were raised. Critics of the cameras argue communities of color would be disproportionately impacted, and the tech would record crime rather than working to prevent it.
This specific technology is not the way.
SDPD clarifying the cameras are not capable of facial recognition if installed in the 500 proposed locations determined by SDPD's crime analysis team. Captain Lara says the tech could help prosecute criminals.
I want victims to get closure, to get justice.
On the flip side,
technology such as facial recognition cameras, license plate readers, smart lights, smart poles, smart cars, smart neighbourhoods, smart homes and smart appliances, all connected to wireless networks and communicating with each other. So what's wrong with that? Technology is good, isn't it? All this is for your safety, security and convenience, isn't it? Well, let me tell you, your streets are spying on you, your mobile phone is spying on you, your cities are spying on you, and the infrastructure for future lockdowns is being put into place right now. Don't be fooled. You're being set up to be tracked through your movements and through the future of your digital wallets. By handing over your data, you're handing over the ability to monitor your behaviour, which will soon be turned into a social credit score. And once the central bank digital currencies are in place, you won't get to spend your money without approval. Digital ID will soon become a reality in Australia. Many other countries are already rolling these systems out, countries like Canada, Scotland and many others. Eventually, you won't be able to access any government or public services, and you won't be able to travel across borders or access healthcare or the internet without a digital ID. Think you won't comply? I think you will. The last 2 years were the dress rehearsal and we fell for it hook, line and sinker. Australians are sleepwalking into this technocratic future, and while we're sitting around scratching our chins trying to work out whether this is really happening, Australia is drifting towards a dystopian digital future.